Alright, so today we're going to be converting units of length. So we're going to be able to go from foot to inches, yards to feet, feet to yards, yards to inches. So we're going to be able to and we're going to use formulas, and I call it my in and out machine, to help us figure it out. So 1 foot, and this is the abbreviation for foot, equals 12 inches. And just think of your ruler. One of your rulers has 12 inches. So 1 foot is the same as 12 inches. 1 yard is the same as 3 feet. And then 1 yard is also the same as 36 inches. And this is something that you're going to know. So this is why I want you to write this chart down. So I'll take a picture of it and I'll put it in our lesson. But that's something that you need to write down because you're going to need it as you're solving your problems today. Now, I'm going to work down here. I want to keep our customary. I want you to be able to see that still. But I want to draw a chart down here. So my chart down here is kind of like my thinker chart. I'm going to write the thoughts. So this is my in, and this is what comes out, and this is what how I think it through. Kind of like your work, okay? So what we're going to do today is we are going to go from feet. What's going to go in is feet. And we're going to go to inches. Okay, so we know that feet are bigger than inches because the ruler is bigger than an inch. So then I'm going to just draw my line right here. And what I know from up here is that 1 foot is 12 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and put that right here. 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. And I'm going to show you how we use that. I'm going to show you how that uses that on the next one. So I'm going to go ahead and draw some lines here. And what I want you to be doing is I want you to be looking for some patterns. So we have 1 foot. I think, okay, 1 times 12, because I only have one group of 12. And so 1 times 12 is 12. So 1 foot equals 12 inches. So this is my groups of. This is my group of. This is how many inches it. So I have one group, 1 foot, and then we know it's 12. So that's why it's times. So 1 group of 12, because a foot is 12. So now if I put in 2 feet, now I have 2 groups of 12. So then I have 2 times 12 is my thought. So 2 times 12, oops, I just gave you the answer. 2 times 12, so 2 groups of 12, because I have 2 rulers, that would be 24 inches. So out comes 24. Now let's see, I have 3 feet, 3 rulers. Now I have 3 groups of 12, and 3 times 12 is 36. So that means 3 feet is the same as 36 inches. We can go ahead and put our equal sign here too, if we wanted. All right, so let's keep going. 4 feet, 4 rulers. So that means I have 4 groups of 12. Okay, so 4 groups of 12. So that is 48 inches. So that means 4 feet is the same as 48 inches. So we are going to be doing this today for your practice. So I'm going to, let me take a picture of all of this really fast before I erase it. That way you can you'll have two reminders, and I'll post them both. Okay, so now I'm going to erase, because now we're going to use that same thought process to find some other ones. Sometimes you'll be asked to make the chart. Sometimes you don't have to do the whole chart. You can just do how many groups of. So for example, I want to know how many is 3 yards. I want to know 3 yards. How many feet is that? I want to know how many feet that is. So then I go up to my chart. I need my yards to my feet. Okay, so 1 yard equals 3 feet. So my thought on this, I don't have 1 yard, so I know it's going to be groups of 3 feet. But I don't just have 1 yard. How many yards do I have? I have 3. So I have 3 groups of 3 feet. So then what is 3 times 3? That's 9. So 3 yards is 9 feet. So this is my thought process. And this is how I use my chart up here. Whatever this is what it's going to be times by. That's how many groups of that you're going to need. Let's try another one. Okay, so our problem is, let's do 7 yards equals how many feet? Okay, so let's go look up at our chart. Same chart. 1 yard is 3 feet. So that means I know that there are going to be groups of 3. So how many groups of 3 do I have? I have 7. So that would be 7 times 3 is 21. So that means 7 yards is the same as 21 feet. Okay, I want to give you a picture of it. I'm going to give you a picture of it, because sometimes for some of us the picture helps make sense. So for example, if I have, okay, this is 1 yard, and 1 yard is 3 feet. So that's 1 foot, 1 foot, and 1 foot. So that means if I had 3 yards, this is another yard, this is another yard, is 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot, and 1 foot. So that means that those 3 yards equal, let's see how many feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that's just what we had written before. We had 3 groups. We have 3 groups of 3 in the group. And that gave us 9. And that's how we do it with the picture form. So this is our math sentence form, and this is our picture form. And I made this into 3 because 1 yard is 3 feet. That's how I know how many to break that into. All right, so let's practice one more. And this will just you can always use your chart so you know what to convert it to. You just have to remember that you multiply it for the most part. So let's see how many. I want to know 7 feet is how many inches? Okay, 7 feet is how many inches? So that means I have to go up where it says the foot. How many inches are there? How many in there? There's 12. So that means it's groups of 12. How many groups of 12 do I have? I have 7. So that means 7 times 12, 7 groups of 12 is going to give me, what is that? 84. So that means 7 feet is 84 inches. And let's draw our picture of it. Okay, so we have our feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we have our 7. And if 1 foot is 12 inches, so I can put 12s in all those. Those are all worth 12 inches. And then if I added all those together, that should be 84. So it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 72, 74, 76, 78, 80, 82, 84. So I counted by 10s, then I added my 2s. So it still gives me 84. So this is our math, 7 groups of 12. Because we changed this to 7, so we've got to multiply that by 7. So that's our 7 by 12. And then if we drew it, we have our 7 feet. We know inside of each of those feet are 12. And then we would just have to add them together. So you are going to be using this chart a lot today to be converting units of length.